Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Nyasha and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Joining me today is my co-host and co-founder, Thandie Sabana.
Ban black men from having mics, especially you. You're so loud. How are you not hungover? How are you not...
I do. Fair warning, guys. It's just me and Thandie today. We are hungover, okay? My eyes are bloodshot red. I haven't touched a joint in 12 years. Very proud of it. So don't mistake my red eyes for some medicinal stuff. I can't even talk. It is purely tiredness from hangover. We
got the high grade.
Yeah, blazing up.
Oh man.
What was I going to say? So yesterday, Thandie and I hosted a house party for a friend. Mm-hmm. Word of warning: if your friend says, "Can I host a house party at yours?" and you don't know any of their friends, don't do it.
Yeah. Met London's finest yesterday. Some interesting people though, some cool people. I got a lot of follows in the morning.
To be fair though, Thandie's just going around super popular at the party. Do you know what I mean? And then people would talk to me and they'd be like, "Oh, you know," people not even knowing it's my house. Like, "Oh, like who are you? What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh,
what do you do?"
No, I'm Nyasha.
I own this house.
I own this house, and and I have a podcast, the Formula 1 podcast. Oh, is that Thandie's podcast? Yeah. Yes, I guess so. Yeah, that's Thandie's thing. Oh, yes, it is. We met a lovely black Max Verstappen fan. That was, you know what? Yeah, the one thing I don't want to run into in my house at 4 in a blood clot morning is a black Verstappen fan telling me how happy he was when Lewis lost the title in Abu Dhabi. If I could fight.
It felt like he was like trying to bait us into having some sort of live experience where we just, start going at him about Team LH. Fuck you. I don't have time. I don't have time.
There's hose here, bro. Here. Respectfully.
Trust me. You're scaring the hose. Get him. Skedaddle. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. He was
scaring the hose.
Well.
He was. He was scaring the hose. Scaring the hose.
But look. Yeah. Please don't do that ever again. Don't come to my house ever again. But look, it's not about our hangover. It's not about that guy at all. It's about you guys at home. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you are watching on YouTube, give us a like and a subscribe, please. It really helps. Just smash it right now. Also, remember to give us a 5-star review on Spotify. How many reviews do we have on Spotify? Let me check right now because that is important. Check. Okay.
I think last time I checked it was... Oh, go on.
472 with an average rating of 4.6. That is some good shit.
That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad.
It ain't too bad. But obviously, we want to get to 500. So if you can help us get to 500, that'd be awesome. Give us an Apple Podcast review, and if you want an ad-free stream, you can sign up to our Patreon for the price of a cup of coffee every month. Get an ad-free stream, as well as exclusive content and merch. So
swap out your vape for a Quick Stop subscription. Swap out your cigarette for a Quick Stop subscription.
Yeah, you know what? You can elevate your life. Like, do you mean? Like, those ads where it's like, I was once down and out, addicted to kiwi passion fruit and guava vapes. But then
I was introduced
substituted in to Quick Stop Patreon.
And then you have those clips of like Whitney Houston. You ever see that clip of Whitney and she's like, like when they, drug commercials in the US. They're like, ever since I started Quick Stop F1 Patreon, my hair has been, I'm back in contact with my family.
It's like the...
What a feeling! Do-do-do-do-do.
Oh my God. it's like the Kanye workout plan, but it's the Pixar workout.
And I
was able to get my home built plane.
And I roll a plane.
roll a plane. Woo! Wow. But look, as exciting as all that was, it was not as exciting as the Monaco Grand Prix. Thandie, before we get into the race, one of your most memorable quick stop quotes for me on our first Monaco episode, you said, I was getting at Monaco, fuck Monaco, and you said, no, it's Monaco gets the people going. Does it still hold like a fond place in your heart?
To be fair, I thought what I noticed this weekend was a lot more of the people I follow were either at like Monaco. So this even included, as we were saying last time about Miami, like all the influencers, all my influencer friends like went. Still waiting for my invite. Yeah. But yeah, so I think it still holds that glamour level. With Monaco though versus Miami glamour, it's like old money versus new money. No offense, it's very old money. You can tell. Very like Are we all right? We're good. We're all right. Yeah. And so for those who weren't on camera, Nyasha was literally like gagging in the corner. But yeah, I just feel like Monaco is old money, Senna days, glam. Yeah. I've been going because my granddad has been going for all these years, and then my dad took me, and then now I take my kids. It's one of those. Whereas Miami is like, I met a guy on Instagram and he invited me out to a Miami, and somebody passed us 2 tickets to the show. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is
100%
it. Yeah, 100%. Well, to be fair, those were the offers that you were getting in your inbox. So that is, that is, we have evidence. We have evidence for that.
Case study 1. Yeah.
I think for me, you're right. I think it's Monaco. Love it or hate it, it's never going to go anywhere. No matter how ridiculous it is for them to race around there, it's never going to change because of the history and the glamour, and you've got the royalty on the podium, and you've got you're racing through the streets of these that Lowe's hairpin is like one of the most iconic. I think Ted said it was the most iconic corner in motorsport. That you see that hairpin, full well where that hairpin is, what circuit, and for Formula One, for them, I think also quite interestingly, Ted, when he was doing the Notebook, I remember he was on a yacht or something, and he was saying, actually, to your Miami point, that Monaco used to be where a lot of business deals would be done. So it would be, that's where the commercial side of things would congregate to make those deals. So that's why as well. But now it's more like the entertainment side of things. So they'll bring people to entertain kind of corporate rather than deals being done. And now they're saying Miami is where a lot of the commercial stuff happens. I guess because of America as well.
Because it's America,
easier to do stuff like that.
That actually makes a lot of sense. So like what? Like I'm imagining like movie stars meets mob bosses. They're smoking cigars. They're like, okay, cool. Let me give you this amount. And it's like, the race is tomorrow. I'm betting this business has been more oil tycoons. I like that.
Yeah, on the yachts, like as well.
Yeah.
Most likely all on the yachts as well. So, Monaco, I think for me though, I think I said it on Twitter the other day. Let me get it up for Chris. But I remember saying, paraphrasing, but essentially, what I don't like about Monaco is the presenters spend... You can tell it's just like a massive piss up because the presenters are just continuously talking about how much they get drunk on that weekend and how much of a party weekend it is. And I don't like when someone's telling me about shit that I can't go to. Like, don't make me feel don't make me feel like I'm hating from outside the club and I can't get in. Because now I'm going to hate even more on Monaco, to be honest. So, yeah, fair play to Monaco.
I'd love to go to Monaco.
I know you would. I'd
love to go to Monaco. I used to date this guy who used to. I used to date this guy who used to always tell me that his aunt has like a house in Monaco. So then when we'd argue, like he'd think like he dangled out over my head. Anyway,
the Monaco thing. Oh wow. Well, glad he's an ex.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Do you know what I mean? Am I right? But yeah, what would I love to do the most about Monaco? So if I was going to Monaco, I would probably travel with Virgin Atlantic. I'd probably have 4 suitcases full of wigs, shoes, gowns, girls. This isn't just pretty little thing dresses. This is gowns, you know, like rat and boa stuff. Freaking maybe House of CB if you're trying to be a bit, you know, money wasn't there. But, you know, this isn't just, you know, maybe you can slip in maybe an ASOS top in there or a 2-piece, but this is gowns. And I'd go to the casinos and I'd sit on my own with a glass of wine and act all mysterious. And then someone and then the waiter would go, that's from the table over there, and I'd look over and I'd be like, and that is how my experience in Monaco would go. And I'd have the 6 seats. I'd have those seats where, you know, people do it in their houses and then just swimming in the pool and then the car goes past. Yeah, that's me. Yeah. That's all me.
Nice. Well, you know what? I saw that you painted a picture so vivid. I almost felt like I was there, probably pulling along your fucking suitcases.
Do you know what I mean?
Probably wondering why I'm paying for 3 extra bags on the fuck out of the pickup budget.
Do you know what I mean? Probably wondering how come you didn't get a drink? I'll be like, damn, I can't help it. No, but I feel like if we went to Monaco though, like Nyasha attracts women. Women love Nyasha. Nyasha attracts women. He'd probably end up with some sugar mummy. So don't look at me like I'm crazy, because this boy would probably end up with a sugar mummy.
Look, not that I am looking, but but I do seem to attract the older upper echelon of age.
The mature women, yeah.
Mature women with good credit, you know, and I would, you know, don't piss me off. So look, I wouldn't mind if there was, you know, if there was, you know, an older sugar mama looking for some company for that weekend, purely platonic. You know, I could be, you know, I'd be like those male escorts that, you know, they just need you go to dinner and you, like, you know, we have a good time. We can regale each other with stories about, you know, our past, our futures, our dreams.
She tells you about her ex-husband and how she shows you her son on his new fishing boat, and you show her the podcast, and you know.
Teddy,
I love
my
that.
dog.
Teddy. This is Teddy.
This is Teddy.
Shout out Teddy though. Oh my God. Last night Teddy was going through it, bro. Poor Teddy.
So I've got a Pomeranian, and he's a very gorgeous dog, and they were passing my dog around like a fucking blunt. Like, honestly, every time they were just passing him around, taking pictures of him, and you can see my dog's face is like, what the fuck are these fucking crackheads doing? Like, passing.
That's me and
what
Teddy.
A gorgeous dog. So yeah, look, anyway, that would be our Monaco. So if anyone wants to take us to Monaco,
Monaco,
you know where we are. Monaco, baby. But Thandie, I guess I haven't spoken to you, well, I've spoken to you a lot this weekend, but I haven't spoken to you on camera about qualifying, because Monaco is the most It's the most anticipated qualifying of the year. It is the best qualifying of the year because watching those cars go around that circuit, giving it 100%, hitting walls. The difference between hero and zero with the barriers is so great. And we saw that, probably case in point, the 2 Red Bulls. But let's start with Max and his performance on Saturday, which has polarized. I don't think I've ever seen a pole lap polarize F1 as much as I've seen this Max pole lap polarize F1. Let me tell you, what's hilarious? I love our fans. I love our listeners. Obviously, we did the post-quali review, and I was praising Max. And let me tell you, I don't know where all of you guys were who normally comment, but I think everyone was like, I like Nyasha, so I'm not going to say what I really think. There's no comments.
Even the conversation we've just been having with Chris, shout out Chris, about how Max can literally do the bare minimum, but he'll always be praised. Like, we've literally been brainwashed, Stockholm syndrome, into like, not we though, I feel like it's certain people who are open. Like me, my brain functionality is like, I have a third eye, bro. You can't trick me. I have a second sense. So the bare minimum excites some, clearly excited you this weekend, but not me.
No? So
no.
So for you, when people are saying that final sector, was an incredible piece of drive. Okay, well, obviously the first 2 sectors were obviously not great because he was 2/10 down by the time he got into the last sector. So I guess you're saying that last sector for you, it wasn't doing it for you. You're not feeling like the hype around it. You don't think it was an especially incredible piece of driving or whatever.
I watched it and I was like, oh wow, like fucking hell, that car's fast. And then I went on the internet and everyone was like, whoa. I was like, okay. Okay.
You're hilarious, man.
Okay. Maybe it's me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Look, I love it. I think when I put out the thank you, Mary. So Max was 0.2 seconds behind after sector 2, but went fastest by 0.84 seconds in a stunning final sector. Which I'm quoting that. So that is not my words, but yeah. I mean, look, I think. I hate to use this phrase, but let me play devil's advocate.
Okay.
For the sake of content, right?
Right.
A lot of people, I think, I'll try and find it now, but a lot of people are obviously saying that the car is quick, right? And, there's, although it was corners, you've got that, that straight part after the final corner where, he could probably gain some lap time there. And, I think Chris made a really good point where, the lap was messy as fuck. He hit the wall like 3 times.
Right.
When Lewis was in, let's say, the W11, so 2020, the car with Das, an incredible car, cut above the rest. We saw, I think some people put like, some of the pole laps he did on there, which were incredible, and we would praise it. Like if it was, of course, if someone's in a good car, they're in a good car, but are we hating on Max's ability because the car is so good?
Okay. Do you think Max would be top 3 best driver on that grid if he wasn't in that car? Say he was in a Haas.
Well, no, he wouldn't, because the car's shit.
Okay, but he would surely, if you're a good driver, you'd still be able to kind of back it up and at least get like 7s.
Yeah,
No?
but Lewis is in a shit car right now, and he's not top three. So
No, but he's not top 3 driver on the grid.
oh, so okay? You're saying is Max Verstappen on driver quality top 3? Why are you gonna make me say shit I don't want to say?
Go on, just say it. I'm asking.
I think Max Verstappen is. I think Max Verstappen is easily. I think Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, and Max Verstappen are the best 3 drivers on the grid. And
Okay.
how I would support that is in 2020, in 2020, Max Verstappen was often ahead of Bottas in a Red Bull, and keeping up with Lewis in in a slightly slower car. He is. What I would say is that the stuff that he's doing, the stuff that he did last season, I don't respect that much, and the stuff that he's doing this season, I don't respect that much, of course. Because
I feel like I respect the season.
Yeah, this season more than last season. Sorry, but this season the car's even quicker and everyone's worse. But what I would say is there have been a couple of things that he's done this season where I've gone, you know what? Actually, that's why I said he's inevitable. As much as I hate him, I do hate him. Let's make no mistake about that. I don't think I dislike a sports personality as much as I despise Max Verstappen. That's just how it is. It's like,
I think
I'm
for
an
me
Arsenal
it's a
fan,
split between. I can't stand John Barnes.
But that's because he's a coon. Respectfully.
Yeah, he's a coon from the Wirral, and as a person who makes up 0.3% of the black people in the Wirral, I don't like him.
So, sorry.
Anyway,
for the American fans, I don't know why are you just chucking.
I'd also like to note that John Barnes is a coon, and Sky News needs to stop getting him to talk on behalf of all the black Brits. Completely diverting away. I once went on a date with a guy, and 3 dates in, he was like, "Oh yeah, and my Uncle John," and I said, "Huh?" And he said, "My Uncle John Barnes," and I ghosted him. And then John Barnes actually has me blocked on Twitter as well. Anyway.
Okay, so John Barnes is the next footballer who is black and says some coonish things. But back to Max. Yes, I think I do think Max is top 3, but I do think that pole up was good. I think I will dial back my initial excitement about it on Saturday.
Yeah,
I was pumping.
Yeah,
Saturday.
I think you were gassed. The sun was out.
I was gassed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't a great performance before like you pack on me, because I'm not fucking stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not that naive or like so like in my own views that I won't acknowledge a good lap. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. It just didn't feel that amazing to me. But it was good. No, not saying it wasn't great. And even echoing what Mario's saying, like on merit and performance, Max Verstappen is no doubt a great driver.
You don't think he's top 3 on the grid? Who's quicker than Max? Oh, okay.
I do think he's top 3. I just wanted to see what you'd say.
Oh, wait, you thought I was... No, I do think he's top 3. Okay. And look, I think one thing about Max, what we're seeing with Max is the same thing I don't want to put him and Lewis together, but the way that Lewis capitalized off having a fast Mercedes car and was able to extract the most out of it in comparison to his teammate, I think that's what we're seeing with Max. Do I think that Max is as quick a driver as Lewis? No, but what Max is doing is what all great drivers do when they have quick machinery, is that they take advantage of it. Because...
Just like Lewis did, by the way.
Just like Lewis did. And we have to... We can't go around like Lewis was driving a Fred Flintstone car. But look, anyway, I don't want to shit on... I don't want to get into Max too much because it's making me sick and I'm hungover. But good lap from Max. Checo Perez. You know what? Actually, I think he's going to come up later, so because we're going to do stars and donkeys.
Yeah.
So let's go into look. So the race starts, and we have a pretty standard race. I guess big talking point. Obviously, the rain starts to come down, and
to
we
Hilary
have
Duff.
Is that a Hilary Duff song?
Let the rain come down. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I don't think I've ever heard a Hilary Duff song in my life. Ever.
Respect Lizzie McGuire, please. Yeah. So the rain came down.
Isn't Lizzie McGuire fucking Miley?
Somebody teach him, please. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that was Hannah Montana.
Really...
Oh my God, that was bad. Oh God. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Anyway, you were in uni when Hannah Montana first came out, so.
Fuck you, bro. The rain comes down, and we see a bunch of changing up of the grid. We've got people crashing, going down. I want to touch on George and Mercedes and team radios. So George, to give the timeline, George comes in. So George stays out. So Lewis has come in for dries. George stays out. He's now ahead of Lewis. It starts raining. They double stack. George Russell is ahead of Lewis. So he has an opportunity to go and fight for a podium if he doesn't. Lewis is on mediums. Yeah,
Lewis on mediums.
George was on. Okay, yeah, this was at the start of So when they pit and they come in, essentially, George is ahead of Lewis, and they come in and get their intermediate tires. George subsequently spins or goes down an exit road, comes back unsafely. Perez clatters him. He gets a 5-second penalty. At that point, he is trying to get away from Charles Leclerc and keep the gap above 5 seconds so that he doesn't lose the place. And there are some interesting team radios that come from George where he essentially requests to be put in front of Lewis. Well, no, there's one where he's like, is George attacking Ocon? Can I have a go at him? And then if it doesn't work, we'll swap them around. And then there was another one where he essentially said, I need this gap to go to far further than 5 seconds. Can I be put in front? Thoughts on George's radio? And I guess there's been a lot of reaction to it from Team LH, as is always going to be the case, I think, now. But I guess does it show that George, that kind of side of George, will never go? Like he is always kind of thinking of himself in those moments, even when it's not really it's not really going to happen.
I think what George has now established is I'm in the same car as my hero and we're in really slow cars, but I seem to be doing quite well. So I think it is one for us all. And can we, as team, so I mean, like Team LH was so delusional. We're delusional. And so I don't blame him for doing like a one for all thing. I don't ever blame George for doing it anymore. I would. Is this a quote?
Yeah.
I'm really kicking myself because P3 was almost guaranteed after not pitting in dry condition. I came out, there was a yellow flag, I backed off. And as soon as I touched the brakes, I locked up and followed Stroll up to the escape road. There's probably a lesson that when you're not on it and you're not focused, you make mistakes. Probably if there wasn't a yellow flag there, I would have just been focusing on more and I wouldn't have gone off and cost the team a comfortable P3. I definitely damaged the car a bit. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to continue, but it kind of sorted itself out at the lap progress. Ugh. Don't ever do that again. Thank you. But he said it was an exceptionally boring race. An exceptionally boring race.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with George, like, when he was asking to attack Lewis, he was like, is Lewis, what can I attack? It's like, George, you're not even within DRS right now. You're not even within a second. So why are you, like, it's sometimes, and I think there's probably an element of him, because he knows he's fucked up, and he knows he's cost the team. I think he's like trying to make up for it. So he's clutching at straws, but it was never going to happen. And I think there's two things. I think one, yeah, I think we can't blame racing drivers for wanting to do silly things and like trying to think of their own race. But two, he has to. I think F1 fans in general, when he starts to get clowned for that, like they can't have a go at people for clowning him for that, because he deserves to be clowned for that. Because not only have you made a mistake and you damaged the car, then your teammate is actually going faster than you. It's okay if he was on Lewis's fucking gearbox and there was hardly any room and he's almost pushing Lewis along, then fine, let's talk about swapping. But when Lewis is easily gapping you, why would Lewis slow down, let you through, so you could try and have a go? And then also you're always 5 seconds ahead of Leclerc anyway. I think between lap, I think it was 64 to 68.
He shot himself in the foot spectacularly well, but I don't blame him. But it just didn't make sense in that moment to have said that. Why were you saying that? Because it's not making sense, and then you shot yourself in the foot. Yeah, she's just blowing his nose, for those wondering.
Sorry.
Gross.
He is very, 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 I just don't even believe he's done it. And to be fair, Toto Wolff himself said, and I quote, I said we are not even discussing that. So, he had to come on the radio and be like, George, shut up, bruv.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's so weird, isn't it? It's like, okay, it's like we're playing Monopoly, yeah? And you're clearly losing, and then you say, let's play Uno now. George, shut up.
No, shut up.
Shut up.
Pay my rent.
Do you know what I mean? Go to jail, bro. Like,
don't get too
do you know what I mean? Or just be like, I'm the dog, but can I change to the freaking pin?
The car.
Can I change the car? No, the little pin. The little finger pin.
Oh, right. I thought you were calling the Monopoly man the pimp.
No.
Although, doesn't he have a cane?
I swear he does. He does. But him saying it's an exceptionally boring race as well after he's just done that is like, it was boring anyway. That game was boring anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like justifying it.
Yeah. When some horrible guys, they'll hit on someone and that person will reject him and then be like, oh, she was ugly anyway.
You're butters anyway. Like, come on. But you know what? I think George knows that Team LH are on him, and I don't think George, unlike a lot of people on the grid, Alonso, for example, or back in the Kimi Räikkönen days, Kimi liked being a villain per se. He was happy. He knew what the people were talking about him online. Whereas George will do something villain and then he'll do like an exit interview where he's like, yeah, but so people come back on his side. I've worked with guys like that, I've worked with people like that in the office where they will do something and then they'll message you after and be like, oh my God, like today you looked great work today. It's just tough. And it's like, I don't want you to go back to the black people in the workplace and tell them that I'm a bad person. So I'm going to drop this little comment, or just drop me a message on chat and be like, yo, how are you doing? Do you know what I mean? I've worked with people like
that. Yes. I would say that for George, and I think this is the thing, right, as well. I get it. I get why people people miss the Valtteri Lewis days because I do think there's some revisionism in there because Valtteri acted like he hated Lewis for years, and then and then the last 6 months or so they were like, we're best buddies now. But I think people miss that kind of that friendship, that like someone who is not very like Valtteri Bottas wasn't worried about his own PR image. Like, do you mean Valtteri Bottas? And Valtteri Bottas was more of a team player than George.
Yeah.
100%.
Was he?
Well, he was in a different way because, you know, he would have to move over and, you know, even though there was one time when he didn't do it. And I think it's one of those things where I think with George is very clearly, yes, I love Lewis. Yes, I love being in Mercedes, but I am here to beat Lewis and be number one. And although I do think Valtteri Bottas was doing that same thing with Valtteri 2.0 and this, that, and the other, I just think that the way that George does it, his personality, you know, he's just like, yeah, it's not a personality that for some people will go over well. And, you know, people want, I think as well, people after Abu Dhabi, we all want all efforts focused towards Lewis.
Yeah.
And I think
but
as
that
fans,
is...
and that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And the team, and we're shit right now as well.
You guys were shit. Do you know what I mean? But, yeah. But then again, I definitely agree with what Mario just said. And there was an expectation for George to be this lapdog. And then, you know, when you do clown shit, the dog comes and bites back. And if we're driving clown cars, then the dog's going to panic in the circus, you know?
Yeah. What's the dog doing in a circus? Is there like a dog on a unicycle? Just oh my God.
Do you think we'll ever see... Do you think they're fighting? Would you say, Lewis, you could say that Lewis and George are teammates that are fighting? Because I don't think...
at all.
I don't think so.
No, not at all. I don't think at all, but I think what will be interesting is if the Mercedes gets good and we're looking at wins. And I think if you think George is bad now, trying to fucking get 4th, 5th, 3rd place, it's going to be awful when we're fighting for wins and the cars and, you know, we're going to see this guy. And the thing is, you've got to remember, this guy was fucking in a Williams starving for 3 years. Like... frothing
from the mouth.
Literally, literally.
Then
you know,
we'll make our move.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I just think... it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be even. I think it's gonna be even worse. And then you know. But look, it's gonna make for great content, and I can't wait to see all the arguments. And we'll go from there. Right, let's do it. Start of the. You know what? Fuck that. Let's start with donkeys because there was. Oh my God, there was. I don't think I've ever struggled. We were even at 4 a.m. at the party, we were discussing who would be our donkeys of the day. And we had about 6 people that we could have chosen. But Thandie, who's going to be your donkey of the day for Monaco?
My donkey of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is Sir Lance Stroll. Thank you very much.
So 2 seconds. Let me just give him the...
So I actually read something when I got in that I knew I'd wanted to... Okay.
This is
okay. So it's Christmas Day, Christmas 2022. Lance comes down in his pajamas and his matching charmies, and he's like, "Oh my God, Dad, what did you get me this year?" And it's like a little Alonso figurine, and he's like, "You boy, I gave you one legend. I'm giving you the legend. And one day, you will be the legend." And he's like, yes, me and Alonso, finally, right? And it's
cool,
like,
kick ass.
cool, kick ass, man. And then you're put in this fantastic car, which, you know, some people are saying is the third car on that grid.
Second.
Are saying some are even saying second. Now he's gassed. But my question to you guys is, after all you've done this, you've given the boy a costume, you put him in a car, you put him in a simulator, you've let him meet Alonso, shake hands, take pictures. Alonso even let him follow. Alonso even gave him his real number. And he said, you can text me anytime you want, kid. And he said, and you know, you brought him in with the big boys. He's in Monaco eating with the mob bosses that I was just talking about, yeah? But did anybody stop and say, can you actually drive? Did anyone ever actually stop and ask Lance Stroll, can you drive? Okay, let me cook. Let me continue to cook this man. Lance Stroll was a victim throughout that race. I don't know if the boys had a group chat and said, today we dine in hell. But the thing is, right, the whole time I kept shouting, fight back! Get them elbows out, lad! So what, like... Let me look at okay, Mario, where did Lance qualify? He qualified, let me check. Okay, so he was 14th. Yeah?
Yeah.
His starting grid was 14th, yeah? Where did he end? Right, 20. You don't even have the same problems as Lewis and George and all them, man. Do you realise that you don't have any problems? Like, there's actually nothing wrong with your car. There's actually nothing wrong with your car. So, is it you? Are you the problem? Is it Lance? Put your elbows out, lad. Fight back. He bought his Alonso figurine. He put his Alonso figurine that he got for Christmas to a knife fight.
Did they say why, Mary, can you find out why he retired? Because
I would have to retire too. I would voluntarily retire too. That shit was bad.
I've got it here. So there's a quote here from Lance Stroll, who said he didn't know. Sorry, a quote from Lance Stroll, and I quote: "I didn't know. I don't know whether to laugh or cry." And I mean, this guy had an awful race. Awful race. He actually retired. He said, and I quote, "I had some issues with the car and couldn't slow down, and I hit the wall like 5 times," he said.
Like 5 times, man. Shut the fuck up! Fight back! I don't know whether to laugh or cry, man. I like hit the wall like, oh my gosh. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
You know what it is, yeah? Only a man whose dad owns a team can be like, oh, I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Do you know what I mean?
Cry. Why are you laughing, bruv? Your job should be on the line. Like,
but
this
it's not.
is crazy. No.
My favourite Nepo baby. This is what happens, right? He's a Nepo baby, yeah? He probably has a basement. Lance was the kid who, when he was 6, would be like, my dad has actually got, like, if Lance probably wanted to, he probably, if he said I wanted Mariah Carey at my party, he probably could get Mariah Carey at his party. And that is how it's always been. But has anyone ever asked him, can you sing? If he wanted friggin' Gordon Ramsay at his 16th party, he'd get it, but no one stopped and asked him, do you like creme brulee? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know what Lance Stroll is like? Lance Stroll is like when the rappers get their like 2-year-old kids like, I just got my kid a fucking Rolex for his birthday.
And this kid wants to play Paw Patrol, bro. Like, put the kid in some Paw Patrol pajamas. Why is your kid in Chrome Hearts? He doesn't know anything about no Chrome Hearts. Fam. So I ask you again, guys, did anyone ever stop and ask Lance, have you got your license? Did you pass the provisional?
Oh my god. Do you reckon he's doing a Thandie job? Like, do you know what I mean?
What does that mean, Nyasha?
It means that, that was a joke that you did. That was a joke, you know. Turn left, and I can't drive. That was a classic turn. Okay, oh, sorry. So, didn't know your lack of ability to drive was such a big deal. Oh, sorry.
It's actually a touchy subject at the moment, guys. If anybody wants to do, I will start a GoFundMe for anyone to pay for my driving lessons because I just can't afford them right now. Yeah, put the wah, put it right now.
Yeah, no. Oh, no, yeah. I'm gonna do it. I'll put that. No, I'll put that. Also, not you bringing the spirit of broke onto the podcast. Stand up! The fuck? The fuck out of here with that shit. Fucking broke shaming you on it. The fuck out of here. Fuck out of here.
Smells like broke in here. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it has to be Lance Stroll. It has to be Lance Stroll. And I think I might just even sprinkle in a little bit of Pierre. No, I'm gonna sprinkle in a bit of Checo Perez into my donkey because you signed up for it. I saw it. My housemate was talking to me, and I saw like this isn't quote for quote, but I saw an interview with Christian.
Yeah.
Just before the race, and they were like, okay, so we've got Max's strategy, A, B, and C, and then they were like, okay, so what's Checo's? And I think Christian was like, just go with the flow. Okay, that's so disrespectful.
I mean,
that is so disrespectful.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you said you wanted to sprinkle a bit of Checo Perez. I want to smother it like burger sauce on my chips, bro. I don't want
free
it to be a
Perez.
fucking. What do you mean free him? Get him the fuck out of here, bro. What do you mean? No, he was a terrorist. Like this race.
Yeah.
Like he would like. I'm sorry. Like. It wasn't Australia. He had a fucking an issue with his car, and he had to come from the back. Unfortunate. I think I said to Mario, it's unfortunate that the two circuits that he's had to come back from the back are the two circuits where it's really hard to overtake. But that doesn't give him an excuse for this weekend. His crash into the wall on Saturday was amateur hour. Like that was ridiculous. If we'd seen someone else do that crash, we would be clowning them. And I think, like Mario said, it wasn't in fucking Q3. It wasn't in Q2. It was in Q1 on your second run. Like, I just don't get it. Checo says, let's see what he's got to say for himself. And I quote, "It's an unbelievable day. I cannot believe what I've done."
It's an unbelievable day.
Whoa, I can't believe what have I done.
Bro.
It just caught me by surprise. Just getting the rear out of shape, especially really late into the corner, it caught me out. I don't feel like I overpushed it, but it was a big mistake from my side, and I'm very sorry to the team. But look, this guy then, into the chicane after the tunnel, there was that incident, I think it was with Stroll. The two terrorists side by side, literally fucking, he's tried to go through with Max as Max lapped Lance, and then he's touched him there. There's incidents with the wall. He's messed up his wing. Like, Checo. That was a race. And this is what I mean about, same thing with Lance, to be honest. You're in a good car.
Yeah.
And you're wasting it. You never know how long you can have a good car for. And for him to have a race like that in a title fight, like to give Max fucking 25 points. in a title fight. And all of this king of the streets shit, king of the streets, end it, dead it, finished, finito, done. Okay? I don't want to hear that shit no more. Please. That was embarrassing. He was actually going to be my donkey. Who else was there that I wanted to... Oh, Logan Sargeant. Baby.
Logan Sargeant! Yeah.
Logan Sargeant.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I just don't...
Put some sound effects to that bum as well. Bum.
I just like...
Logan Sargeant is the donkey that was left behind on Palm Sunday. You know, they said, let's get Jesus a donkey to ride into town. And he said, no. And as they were picking them, they said, no, not that one.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Fuck, Logan Sargeant is Eeyore.
Eeyore! Eeyore! Yeah, I like that.
Logan there was one part when he was on intermediate and he just couldn't get round the fucking hairpin. And like 20 miles per hour just kind of went into the wall. And I was like, that was like the most depressing crash ever. Like, Logan Sargeant, I'm sure, after that race, went out of his motorhome, so went out of his car, into his motorhome, and he just put the shower on, sat there in his overalls, and just sat in his overalls. He sat, you know what, he sat in the bath like Mario Winans in the I Don't Want to Know video.
Except he was playing like American music, so it would have been like a round stone cowboy.
It would have been like some sad country, like my Betty left me 3 years ago, and I'm so sad.
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name on the desert.
Oh my!
Not
my
the best
God.
donkey.
Logan said, "You know what? I'm not even gonna watch some right-wing propaganda today. I'm going straight to bed.
Trust.
No more Trump election videos for me today. I'm going bed, bro. Fuck this shit." Oh my God.
Make Logan Sargeant great again. Make Logan Sargeant great again.
Oh my God.
People asking me, was he ever great? You have to have had some sort of greatness of being allowed into Formula One.
Yeah, you know, well, yeah.
There has to be something.
A little something. Like, a little something. The thing is, you know how dead Logan Sargeant is? Like, this guy was like, he's from Fort Lauderdale, America, Miami, in America.
Okay.
Fort Lauderdale? Is that what it is?
I thought it was Fort Lauderdale. He said Lauderdale?
Is it? Yeah.
Who's right here?
Lauderdale.
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 Fort Lauderdale. Not Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, brother.
Thandie's always right. Yeah.
Let me live. I'm struggling. So yeah, like it's and you know there was just they weren't even happy to see him come home. What's that Kanye quote? They said I can't come back home. Guess when I heard that? When I was back home.
Yeah, what a fucking... Anyone else?
Donkey. Let's see. Let me look. I'm trying to. Monaco GP. Those were like my three. I think obviously a lot of people were saying. Oh, yeah, actually, you know what? Let me read some of our quotes from you guys. Because you guys, do you want to? I'll put a link in, and we can choose. We can choose.
We can go back to back. Cool.
We can go back to back. There you go. There's a tweet.
There you go.
So I'll go first. Okay. So we have here Here we go. Dudstar at Dudstar says, Doinkey. Oh my god. Checo, Sainz, Ferrari, Stroll, Hulk, Kevin, Yuki's brakes, Logan.
Hulkenberg. Oh my god. I don't even need to say any more about that, man. I'm done. I told you guys how I feel.
Get your mans.
Get your mans.
You know what, though? You know what? I'm going to say something that might please you.
Mm-hmm.
How about Carlos Sainz?
How about them Carlos Sainz? So, did you lose your chips? Has the repay man come to take your house yet? Because them stocks went down, boy. Yeah. I've been saying.
Carlos Sainz. He is not having a good season, man. Like,
is that what you're saying? He's not having a good season.
Is
it a Carlos Sainz problem?
You say this is his level?
I don't know. Carlos Sainz is one of those people who are. Let me not even say it. No, let me not. You know when you realize you're gonna say something that's gonna insult a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'm just gonna say it. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I used to work in Handmade Burger. There was a waiter there and he used to shout at me and be like, why don't you know you need to know where the beef comes from? Because if they ask, you need to know the burger inside and out. You need to know where the lettuce is. You need to know where the tomatoes are from. You need to know every single detail about every single burger on this menu. This man had been a waiter for 10 years. No motivation to be a manager. No motivation to be like a team leader. And that's how I feel how Carlos Sainz has entered Formula One. Do you not want to do anything else, Carlos? Do you not want to be? Did you not want to be a GOAT? Or is this just paying the bills? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think what annoys me about Sainz, is that he'll do some fuck shit. And then instead of making up for some fuck shit, he'll just do some more fuck shit on top of that. So, you've crashed, and then you're on dry tyres. You're trying to fucking... Oh, my God. There's a scene in Scrubs where they have, they do a race between, all the elderly people on, their Zimmer frames, and they're just going really slowly. And that's what it looked like with Charles and Sainz going around Monaco on dry tyres in the rain, and Carlos is trying to overtake him. It's like, brother, do you want to crash into your teammate after you've just crashed out as well? Cool off. He is a habitual line stepper if I've ever seen one. And sometimes, you know what, Carlos Sainz, I will say this.
Too much head and shoulders, not enough simulator time.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, this guy, he is handsome as fuck. Disney prince looking motherfucker.
Yeah, beautiful lad.
But sometimes, you know what? Do you know what Carlos Sainz gives me? The ick. Do you know what I mean? You know when someone's someone's buff? Yeah. But then they talk. And then they're like, oh, God.
Oh, God, ick. Yeah. No. That's it.
That's him. It's all there. On paper, they should be you are son of the most legendary rally driver in the world. You are super handsome. You drive for Ferrari. Oh, my God. Everything on paper is just my type. And then he opens his mouth and he's swearing at his team, who did fuck up his strategy, to be fair. But yeah, and then you're fucking up on top of that, and you're crashing, and you're. Oh my God, he nearly took out Ocon. Bro, what did you think was gonna happen there? I just don't. Anyway. Sorry. Do you have a donkey of the day?
Tweet. Yeah. Let me. Let me go through the tweets. Okay, shout out Denny, FIA girly. Denny says Star is Lewis, Merck's strategy team, and Ocon, and she put her donkey. Oh shit, was I supposed to read the? Never mind.
Yeah, I was like, but read that part, 'cause it's an interesting point.
Yeah. And then she's put George Russell's requests. To me, it's fair play when you have a penalty. He can be ahead of Lewis just to secure P5. But if you're safe and you know Monaco, why insist? Might be worth the discussion.
Yeah, well, I think we did discuss that, and you're right. You know, it's not. It wasn't worth it. It was not.
It was just. Yeah, you know those like intrusive thoughts. I have intrusive thoughts all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like if someone's driving, I'm thinking, what if I like push this person right now? And do you know what I mean? Intrusive thoughts that you don't do.
No, that's fine. I don't do it. Don't do it. God,
okay, and
there's so many Russells.
I know. I was thinking, bloody hell. Shout out Tasha. Tasha said, "Donkeys go to George. I'm on his gearbox. Russell and Carlos. I don't care about Lewis Sainz. Both had the race they deserved."
I love that as well. When the Carlos Sainz's engineer, Mario's got it here, lovely. And I quote, said, "This is exactly what I talked about." His engineer responded, "The target was to cover Hamilton." And he said, "But I don't care about Hamilton. I was quick." I just... I love the Ferrari engineers, honestly. Like, I think the Ferrari engineers are in a toxic relationship with their drivers. Like, they both hate each other. Like, they absolutely hate each other. And speaking of, Floor BB says, Donkey, Ferrari, as always, and Checo. What was going through their mind, God only knows. And they messed Charles Leclerc's strategy up as well. Oh, my God, it really was.
Charles gives me the ick, I can't lie. Charles gives me the ick.
Really?
That kid gives me the ick. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to a positive note now. Okay, let's be positive.
Yeah, let's be positive. Man, we have just been flaming people for an hour straight.
Let's be a bit positive.
Start of the day.
Start of the day for me, Esty Bestie.
Can I get your thoughts on his Esty Bestie's on the podium, baby?
Is that what he said?
Have you not seen it? Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh my God! In the fucking in the interview, David Coulter's like, "Esteban, great race, like you are on Monaco podium, like," and he's just like, "Oh, Esty Bestie on the podium, baby."
You know what? Like, do you know what? I absolutely love Esteban Ocon now. Like, I liked him before. I wasn't that much of a big fan, but I really like Esteban Ocon. I really do. I have really been converted.
Yeah, I've been converted to the Esty Bestie crew. I'm not gonna lie. I signed
What
me
a
up.
guy.
You know what? What a guy. No, he's there was I think I've quoted it before, but there's like a video of like him and Gasly, and they ask Pierre Gasly and Ocon. I think they're at a GQ event. So like, they ask Ocon, Gasly, what was the first thing that you bought with like your, what's the most, first thing you bought with your F1 paycheck? I think Gasly was like, I bought a really nice rucksack. and then Esteban Ocon was like, basically made sure that my mum was straight because she supported me, and I was like, "Oh, it's just GQ. They probably wanted you to say that you got like a fucking suit
like
or
a
something.
rollie or something."
Yeah, but he's like, "Oh no." I think that just shows he comes from humble beginnings. He's had to fight.
Really? Yeah, Nyasha's dying, guys. And
Sorry, I just wanted to
also...
cough. I just want to cough on camera. Yeah, he's had to fight for everything, and he's come from humble beginnings. And I think you can really, and look, I think some people are wondering, Gasly coming into the team, is he going to be able to, who's going to come out on top? But I think, so far, Esteban's had the measure of
our
Gasly
little
quite
bestie.
easily.
But on the conversation of Pierre, my little bare minimum hum, started at 10th, finished at 10th. Always comfortable. Always a vibe, never a chore, you know? And I respect that about him. It's like, he's another one. He's not really that ass. Like, he was never going for the managerial job. He just, you know, made it to Formula 1, pays the bills, still what he has. But at least he's not. Go on.
And then, sorry to interrupt you. No, I think what sums it, he wore, you know, like there was like he bought like a Dior piece. Which was like a jumper, trousers, and then it's got like an extension of the kind of like a goes down, not like a skirt, but like obviously like it goes down like down towards, and that's how it's supposed to be worn. And Lewis wore it like that, and Joe wore it like that as well. Really cool. Mate, Joe looked great this weekend.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. Joe looked fantastic.
Yeah, Joe looked great this weekend. And then Pierre doesn't wear it with that third thing. He just wears it as like a tracksuit. And I think that sums him up. Bare minimum boys. Do you know what I mean? Like you're just, you know, I don't want to do anything too extravagant. I don't want to do anything that's too out there. Let me just come here, get my check, wear my nice clothes, but not even that nice, and then go home. And yeah, no, for sure. But I know, really happy for Esteban Ocon. That was incredible. Really happy for him. Let me, my star of the day, I'm gonna go, is it? Lewis Hamilton?
Do it. Just do it. Just do it. Actually, no, to be fair.
It's a good performance.
It's a good performance.
It was a good performance. Still. Look, I think, oh man, sorry. How much was your heart going during qualifying with Lewis this weekend?
Bro,
oh my God.
I just think this sport keeps turning me grey. It's either him or the sport.
Yeah, no, it's honestly, I was like, are we not going to make it out of Q3 here? Are we not going to make it out of Q2? And then he puts it on, he puts it on fourth. I think he was fifth, and then obviously he got brought up into fourth once Charles's penalty happened. So, yeah, like really good performance from Lewis. Controlled performance. You know, in the rain, he easily had the measure. He was sixth and then up to fifth. Sorry, thank you. It was I think Mercedes' strategy was correct. You know, today I think we had a really good strategy, and I think for me, Lewis, it'll be interesting to see what this upgrade does in Spain next week on Sunday. I'd like to see him. I think, you know, there's no doubt that he has got it. Like he hasn't lost pace. He's still got it. I think he maybe was a bit and fastest lap. Yeah. Maybe there was a bit of cautiousness into turn one. Could he have got signs there? But, you know, we've seen with, you know, how people were doing it on the first lap, the way people were leaving their front wings everywhere, and he would have got a penalty probably if there was contact. And, you know, I think a measured race and a good performance from Lewis. But let's go for a few tweets before we finish. We have got Cheppy _ RT retweet. Star of the day, Esti Bestie. Esti Bestie. Do you have one, or do you want me to go?
Someone's put Lewis and Ocon. Another person. A lot of people put Ocon and Lewis, to be honest.
Yeah.
Someone's put Silver22 said Esteban.
Could you read who it is, please?
Yes, of course. Silver22 said Esteban, superb result, and will weigh heavily in his battle as best underground in F1 versus Gasly. Someone said, do you think that's interesting? I think that's very interesting.
That's very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting.
Shout out David Gomez. He said Esti for the star of the day. Lewis goes fastest. A win is a win. Isn't it? A win is a win. Let's go.
A win is a win. And I'll finally, Whelp, who's at Damario _ Start of the day, Lewis and Bono for ignoring Russell. So I guess Mercedes and Toto for ignoring Russell. I think that is good there. Yeah, that's it. Any more for any more? Because I'm looking at my eyes and they are redder than a fucking monkey's anus. Like, honestly, what the fuck is going on?
I have not had any dinner yet, so I think we can wrap it up then.
Let's wrap it up. Well, look, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this race. It was nice. We should do this more often, Thandie. We should do this more often.
We should. Nice. Less hungover, though. Less hungover, please. Yeah.
Less hungover, please. I need that. I need to go. I haven't had dinner yet, actually. So I'm gonna have some food. Yeah. I'm gonna pass out. But I just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed this show, make sure to... Oh, fuck. Quickly. What did you think of the W14 hanging over Monaco?
Bro, that was so funny because all the memes were hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Like, my housemate was sending me so many. Did you see the one where they were like the W14 had like cardboard and then they like done... No? Do you see that? How do I describe this? I'll send it to you guys and then I'll put it in. It's funny.
Yeah. Okay, cool. But no, yeah, very funny. There's no need to have the car that high. I don't understand. Like, why the fuck? I left one car, it was like 20 feet in the air.
Drop that shit. Drop that shit immediately, bro. Start all over again. God.
To be fair, a part of me was like, I would love to see that fall to the ground.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, look, very funny weekend. Thank you guys for joining us. Give us a like and subscribe, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of them things there, wherever you get
all them things.
And we will see you for a Spain race preview. And then, we're into the Spanish Grand Prix weekend, and we've got a really cool guest coming for next week.
Whoop, whoop.
So that will be fun. Any more for any more, I guess. Is there anything else that I've forgotten? Anything else we need to say?
No.
I don't think
keep
so.
Keep it on the black stuff. Peace out to ya.
Bye. Look, mate, if you've got this far, clearly you like what we do. So here's a link to subscribe to the Quickstop F1 family. Give that a click. And here's another link to some more cool on our channel. Sorry, cool stuff. And remember, no matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. Click the stuff. Click the links. Click the links. Click the links. There. They're there.